Hello and welcome to Nguyen's Anime Review. I am Joe Nguyen, and in this show I review anime based on story, characters, animation, sound, and enjoyment, and give an overall rating based on the tiering system that I have created. The review is intended to give you an idea whether this is the right anime for you or not, so please enjoy.
Let's get this out of the way first. Black Clover is underrated and is better than My Hero Academia. Quote Joey 2020. But all jokes aside, I don't mean that Black Clover is better than My Hero Academia in every way. There are some things I find Black Clover does better. And why do I mention My Hero? Because it's probably one of the biggest shonen series right now, and that's what Black Clover's genre is, a shonen. And considering where the anime is at right now, almost catching up to the manga, it's time I did a review on this. The story of Black Clover is pretty typical for a shonen genre. It is about Asta, a hero with no magical abilities, quests to become the Wizard King. You probably have figured out the problem already with that sentence. He wants to become the Wizard King, but he has no magic. But he is given an anti-magic sword, so he alone becomes an anti-magic user. So begins the ultimate underdog journey of Asta and his quest to becoming the Wizard King. Nothing really special or groundbreaking for an overall story goal. It's been done many times before, and especially in this type of genre. But for a series and stories like this, it's about the journey of getting to the ultimate goal. And how does Black Clover achieve this? By creating a very interesting world with a hierarchy system that becomes one of the main ongoing themes throughout the series. The world of Black Clover is divided by nobility and commoners. If you're a commoner, you're looked down upon, and the majority of nobles are very arrogant and at times abuse their power for selfish reasons. This ongoing theme of hierarchy plays a big part of our characters' lives, as Asta and his squad, the Black Bulls, are considered the lowliest of magic knights, as the majority of their members are commoners with low magical powers. I'm not going to go into every character, as we will be here all day, but I do have the confidence to say that all the members of the Black Bull squads are very interesting characters in their own way, and are kind of typical shonen protagonists in themselves, as this overall is an underdog squad. Which brings me to one of the biggest themes of this anime. Teamwork is a huge focus in the world of Black Clover, and this can be seen by the squad system in the Black Clover universe. Majority of the battles won in Black Clover are done under teamwork, so they put this as a huge emphasis on the story, which creates really strong and interesting scenarios for the ensemble cast of characters to develop and build chemistry with one another. And Black Clover's strong point is making you grow to like the characters the more you learn about them, just like how I thought Asta was quite annoying at the start, but over time I started to love his character, as if intentionally we were supposed to find him annoying. Seeing Asta's determination to work hard despite having no magical powers whatsoever has become one of the most satisfying journeys in this world, as he is not only fighting enemies in missions, but also fighting society's view on him. He is trying to change the world's hierarchy system, and that is the reason why I keep coming back to the story, because I want to see him succeed and prove all the very well hateable written characters wrong. Now, I did say I wasn't going to go much into the characters, but Yuno's, Asta's rival, needs to be mentioned up to some sort. As of the time of this series, I don't find him to be all that interesting compared to Asta. They grew up together and are kind of opposites. Yuno is a much more cool and calm collected character. If Asta is a representation of hard work, Yuno is a representation of talent, because as a magic knight, he's probably one of the most powerful characters in the series. And Yuno really at this point of the story is just a friendly rival to Asta. They are on good terms and have not really shown much development as rivals, as they are just competitive trying to one up each other. As for the main villains, they did do a good job of building up one of their major villains as the series progressed, but then I'm not going to spoil, but kind of had a little bit of a cop-out by introducing another villain, although it was kind of foreshadowed for the end of what I considered Act 1. The series has done a great job at world building throughout its course and developed its cast very well, and it never really slows down. Black Clover's pacing feels right at home for a longer running shonen series with little filler in between each arc. And because of this pacing, Black Clover's story flows pretty smoothly. Each arc ends and sets up the next arc well enough to keep you engaged for the next one, always trying to one up the previous arc. And each arc does a good job of developing the main characters of that specific arc, leaving no one left behind. In a way, Black Clover's overall story is really appealing for long-time shonen fans. It doesn't do anything special for a shonen plot, but I think that's the intention. It's a shonen series for shonen fans. let's get to what probably was the main reason a lot of people were put off by the anime in the first place. It was the voice of Asta. At the time of Black Clover's anime started airing, Kajiwa Gakuto was a new seiyuu and Asta was his first role. Now, there's nothing wrong with his voice. In fact, I find his portrayal of Asta to be pretty good. He sounds like a typical loudmouth protagonist. What it comes down is to the writing. Asta has the tendency to scream a lot. Especially at the start of the series. Because of his screaming, this threw a lot of people off. I was put off by this as well, but I stuck through, and as time goes by, you either stop caring or he does it less. I'm not going to let a character's trait throw me off that much, because honestly, some of the lines Kajiwa blurts out, you can feel the emotion in Asta's voice, and I believe that is the key to some good voice acting. Majority of the voice acting is pretty standard. I don't think anyone stands out as much compared to Asta. For the soundtrack Black Clover, it doesn't really change all that much during the course of the series. It does have a typical fantasy type setting of orchestral vibe. Throughout 100 plus episodes, there is not a single track that really sticks out for me. A majority of them I feel like is just there to fill a void to fit the scene, which is not bad, but it definitely doesn't do anything that much to add to the scene. However, that being said, even though the soundtrack doesn't stand out as much, but every Black Clover opening has been a straight hit. If I were to rate every Black Clover opening, I would have a hard time because it's all really good. Especially Haruka Mirai, the first opening, which they used for some of the scenes as well, which adds a lot of emotions and feels to the scenes. As it is the first opening of the series, and every time you hear the opening later in the series, it brings back all the memories and reminds you how hard the characters have worked leading up to it. Black Clover simply does not have a bad opening, and that has been a consistent with this show. Black Clover is a long series animated by Studio Pierrot, who is known for animating the long-running, well-beloved series Naruto. So when it comes to animation, there are highs and lows. I think it's expected considering this is a long-running series. It is very hard to maintain a high standard for 100 plus episodes. The animation can look off at times and just bad, but when the animation spikes, it spikes really hard. And I love how some of the sequences go to a straight up manga form with the use of black and white, and is appropriate for the themes of black and white in this type of show. I must admit, I wasn't sure at first for this show considering how most magic is going to be long range battle, so I wasn't exactly excited for the fight scenes. But after a while, seeing the different types of magic animated is quite fun to watch. I also found Studio Pierrot did a great job of adapting and recreating Tabata Yuki's art style from the manga. The characters all look unique and rough, perfect for their settings, and the majority of the characters have something that defines them, which is credit towards Tabata's style. Majority of the time, Black Clover's animation looks rather basic, but that is understandable given the length of the series. It's not a seasonal series, so the studio wouldn't have as much time to dedicate their staff just to animation. But when they do a really good job, and you can clearly feel the emotion and effort put into that scene. I said at the start of the review, and I'll say again, Black Clover is underrated, and I love this show. It's one of my favorite shonen series out right now, and that's simply because I enjoy shonen shows. I believe this show is made to be watched by those who are aware of the shonen genre, and love the shonen genre for what it is. The show definitely has heart and knows its target audience, and I had fun watching these groups of characters grow. Like I said before, they put a lot of emphasis on teamwork in the anime, and it's fun watching different combination of magic work with each other. And the story never really slows down significantly for you to be bored. At the end of every episode, I get excited waiting for the next one because the story is just genuinely fun to follow. If I were to tier Black Clover in the tier of just shonen animes, I would put it at A tier. But considering I'm tiering it to all anime, I'm giving it a B rating. Like I said earlier, the show is genuinely a shonen show made for shonen fans. It doesn't do anything special, but what it does do is a very good and fun to watch, especially if you're a shonen fan. And I like this analogy of Black Clover. The anime itself is a shonen protagonist. It started off rough, but as time goes and with people giving it more chance, it has become genuinely a good show to watch. Even Mao agrees. It first started off at around the 6.5 mark. Now it's a respectable 7.15 as of recording of this review, which I say is a decent jump. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Yuen's Anime Review and tune in for the next anime review. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want and subscribe to my channel. Keep watching and enjoy anime, watch what you want, and sayonara!